I also want to say for today's challenge that you might want to get some tissues. You might want to think about some of the things that you identified yesterday with some fears or anger, whatever. But today, what we're going to do as we face our fears is I'm challenging you to take that journal out and your pen and really begin to identify some of the fears that are holding you back from a calm mind. Okay, so to gear you up for that, I want you to think about things that you can't control. All right, so here's a few that have worked for me, and they're pretty standard. You may have heard of it before, but it is so important to remember when you're talking about facing your fears. So, 3 things that we cannot control: people, places, and things. People, places, and things. It's okay that we can't control people. It's okay that you can't control environments and things around you. It's okay that you can't control everything. And I want to encourage you to be a little gentle with yourself when it comes to being okay with not being in control of the universe. So just keep that in mind as you begin to face your fears. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to, again, take some time to set aside the next 10 or 15 minutes to take your sacred journal out or your notebook and begin to make a list of your fears. And it doesn't have to be every fear in the book. It doesn't have to be every fear you've ever struggled with. But I want you to think about some dominant fears that you have, fears that are really hard to let go of, fears that really dominate a lot of headspace. So to do that, I want to give you some examples from my own life, things that I used to really struggle with that were almost debilitating. So I had a big fear around money. So I would be really afraid, but it really had to do with performance, of performing at my job. So making sure that I was approved of by my superiors or my coworkers or whoever was, possibly even paying attention to my performance, which I found out some people really aren't. But I would really be afraid of losing my job. Or sometimes I would even be afraid of success, doing well. Well, what if I get praised for something? I don't know, it's just irrational fear. So success or failure. I would often have a lot of social fears, anxieties, like what do they think about me? Am I gonna fit in? So some social fears. And then body image. What a bear body image is. If you're anything like me, what if I'm not thin enough for my partner or, cute enough? Or what if my personality rubs somebody the wrong way? Or, what if I'm never going to get down to that goal weight? Or I don't know, just lots of fears around body image. Am I too blank enough or whatever. So, and then lastly, one of the biggest hurdles in my fear repertoire was about change. So I had struggled with change a lot. Like I just didn't know how to break into a new level of a calm mind. I was afraid that change wasn't possible for me. Like I was some kind of freak of nature that wasn't able to follow the right steps to become at ease. And so if you struggle with that, I just want to encourage you that change is possible. That's why we're doing this. That's why you've shown up for this, because change is possible. So, yes. So those are just some examples of my big core fears that I've had to work through and get help with. And I'm really grateful today that there's a delayed gratification in that. It wasn't just like one day it was like all gone. But the more I became willing, the more I wrote them down, I identified those specific fears, then I knew what I was inviting love into. I knew what I was inviting peace into. I knew those specific fears that I wanted to let go of. Okay, so take the time that you need. If you need to pause the video to populate a list, I want to say 3 to 5 core fears if you can. If you have more, by all means, write them down. Please write them on a separate sheet of paper. So if you want to keep them in your journal, cool. We're going to need a separate loose sheet of paper for you to write them down on. And then the last part of today's challenge for day 3 of facing your fears is to take that piece of paper, literally rip it out of your notebook or rip it out of your journal. And I want you to literally take it outside with some matches or a lighter and let it burn. Light it on fire. Put it on your driveway or whatever surface is not going to affect too much. And I literally want you to let it burn. Let go as a significance to taking a stand for your calm mind, for the calm mind that you are worthy of, that you are capable of just taking hold of, and watch that list of fears just burn in front of your own eyes. And I encourage you to do that maybe by yourself, if you need to invite somebody into it, but to be really present with the fire, be really present and just watch it until it just turns into those little embers and black, ashy, and let it go in the wind. Yeah, so in closing, I just want to say I'm really proud of you for making a decision to give yourself that permission to let it go, but also as you watch it burn, to invite the cleansing fire of peace of mind, of perfect love, to fill your thoughts, your emotions, your soul, your spirit, however you identify with a calm and peaceful mind, to invite those things in as you see your fears shrivel up in front of you. So thanks for being here, and I look forward to connecting with you for the next day. Be well.